So who's this mustachioed Adonis? Some of you might know, if you're old enough. For those of you that don't, this is a story that goes back to 1972 and the USA Olympic team. So the swimming coaches for the 1972 Olympic team had what they thought was a brilliant idea. In training sessions, when they were timing their swimmers, they told each and every one of them that they were actually going a few hundredths or a few tenths of a second slower than they actually were, thinking this would spur them on. Swimmers put an awful lot of time into training. Hours and hours a day in the pool and in the gym. So on every one of their swims, when they were told they were doing slower times than they thought they were, all of them became despondent. All of them stopped putting the effort in that was required, and the performance dropped right off. All but one, that is. This guy. This is Mark Spitz. And Mark Spitz is a true optimist. Not the cheery, happy-go-lucky fatalist that sometimes people think of an optimist as, but a true optimist. And what he did was he blamed himself when he was told that he'd gone slower than he thought he had. That's what an optimist does. They take personal responsibility for circumstances and outcomes in their life. So what did he do? He went away, he thought about what he could do better. He worked harder, he revised his approach, he took responsibility. And he ended up as, up until that time, and for many, many years after, the most successful Olympian of all time. He won 7 gold medals in one single Olympic Games, all of which in world record times. So what's the point? You might not be Mark Spitz, you might not be the greatest swimmer of all time, arguably, but you can take responsibility. So when things go wrong, whether that's something in your personal life, whether it's exams, whether it's something job related, when things go wrong, you can blame everyone but yourself. You can blame the people around you, you can blame circumstances, you can blame the weather, the government, the economy, blame whoever you like. But the only thing that's actually going to make a difference, that's going to help you, that's going to make you succeed, is blaming yourself. Taking personal responsibility. Learning from your mistakes, choosing not to see failure, but feedback. So if you take the view that there is no failure, there's only feedback, you can go away, like Spitz did, you can learn, you can come back stronger.